Well, I don't know if this will get published as a video, but it may. What I have here is a Columbia, equivalent of the personal paste made by Toro and Lawn Boy. The lady that owned it has a, I guess you say, deformed hand, so it works good for her. They just bought one from a neighbor that they thought they could use, and no, they can't because it just the handle is different. So as you can see, what's happened here, it's deck's rusted out on both these sides. What my plan would be, if I can, is to get some piece of decking, other decking, that matches the curve so I don't have to make the curve. Get this bent back in place enough, put the decking in behind. Generally what I do is I bolt things. Now there is a set of wheels that goes over top of that. Whether that would affect the bolting, maybe carriage head bolts, carriage bolt heads with the flatter heads would work, I don't know. But if I can get that in, 3 inches on either side, on both sides, get it back down, and maybe then get this crack in here, and maybe there's a potential for getting some weld on that through to the repair plate, I don't know. But I'm going to take a try on it. Like I say, it's an expensive mower to buy. It's got the Ready Start engine on it, Briggs & Stratton 775, so 175 cc. So anyway, it's really worth making the attempt anyway. Okay, I used a contour tool, this contour tool, to do a shape on the deck. Sort of did it both ways. And then I went over, I was able to find a deck sitting in the yard from an old Sears self-propelled that I don't know if I'll be fixing. Certainly not going to be doing the engine. It has obviously the heads off of it. It's got striations in the cylinder. Anyway, the contour on this piece of decking fit pretty good. So I've cut that out for the left side. I think a piece on the other side is going to come out and fit the right side of the other one. So what I've done is I clamped it in there with welding clamps. You're familiar with that style of welding clamp. And I clamped it in, and then I just started drilling holes. You see that there's a gap there. When you look at the points in that, I don't think there's any. There could be a little bit of metal missing because obviously it rusted out, but I think that's just that there's so much, tension in the deck, and when it gives, it moves a bit. I'm not too worried about that. I may spot weld that. I may fill it with JB weld, whether that makes any difference. I think somehow, like, this fellow would have kept this inside, so I don't know whether something somehow got in behind here, grass or something, and those were the tension spots. I mean, they're symmetric, they're both to the outer part of this wheel assembly, and that's why I got like 3, 4, 8, almost 12 holes drilled in there. I'm gonna have to use aluminum rivets, 3/16 rivets, because there's a wheel assembly that goes on. Turn the compressor off. There's that wheel assembly that goes on, and if I had to try to use bolts with heads on them, it wouldn't fit right because it goes right on tight against here and it comes up here. So I've got this one side done, and I cleaned all the rust off the inner part of the deck with a wire brush and outside pretty well, and put some rust converter on it, and I'll probably paint the piece that goes on, that is in the inside here. I'll rust paint it as I put it in. I don't know, with all those rivets in there, I was thinking I might put some dabs of JB weld on certain spots, say in between the bolt holes, and then that would adhere it a little bit more to the thing. But gee, the stresses, there shouldn't be huge stresses on that. It's just carrying the, you can still, of course you can see it move a bit there, but that's because there's no bolts on this side at all. So that's all that is. It's just moving the patch piece is just moving because it's not bolted. But There's only the tension of the front wheels, and they're not the drive wheels. So we'll proceed.